In today's video, I wanted to bring you a word test and a review of the Tatcha Liquid Silk Canvas Primer. I have this little small sample here that I wanted to try. So if you're interested on how it performs on my oily skin, just keep watching. So a little bit more about the Tatcha Liquid Silk Canvas. I have this really sample size bottle. It's like 0.35 ounces and it cost me $22 at Sephora. The full size 1 ounce primer, it costs about $52 at Sephora. Now I went onto the Sephora website. I'm going to read the claims for you. This primer claims to diminish the look of pores, fine lines, and imperfections for the perfect canvas before makeup. It's also supposed to make your makeup look smooth, and it's catered to every skin type like dry, combo, and oily. I've had this little bottle for a while and I've been testing it out here and there, but so far I really haven't formed an opinion on it, especially since I haven't done like a comparison, which I mostly do when I'm reviewing primers. Today I will be doing a wear test like on half of my face to see if we can notice major differences and how it performs on my skin. This should be fun, so let's get right into it. So before I start, I should mention that I did apply this clindamycin phosphate in a gel form. It's something I always use to avoid acne. Now besides that, I'm not going to apply anything else. I'm not going to apply moisturizer since I don't want to compromise the results of the primer. And I'm going to start by applying half of this on my face. That way we can have a really nice comparison of how it works. I'm just going to apply one pump in half of my face. I should also mention that it feels like a really oil-free moisturizer, and once you kind of apply it, it feels just a little bit silicone-y, but it's not like too noticeable. Very smooth and very soft is what I feel like. Alright, so I cleaned my brows and now I'm going to apply my foundation. I'm going to be using a beauty blender and I wish I had a clean brush. But I don't have a clean brush, so I'm going to use my beauty blender and I'm going to apply my foundation and my concealer. So I'm using like one pump on each side, or like a pump and a half. I want a lighter coverage since I'm just going to run errands today. So this is how it looks like after I applied my foundation. If I have a closer look at my pores, I don't know if you can tell, but it diminished just a little bit. So far, that's the only difference I see between the sides. Not too much of a difference. Lately, I've been really good about my skincare, so my pores are not too noticeable anyways. So with that said, I'm going to finish up the rest of my makeup and I'll be back to start the clock on this word test. Alright, so now that my makeup is said and done, I feel like I see a difference. I think after a few minutes, I've noticed that in this side, my foundation is settling into my pores a little bit, and at least on this side looks a lot smoother and it feels like the foundation is staying above the surface, if you know what I mean. It hasn't synced into my pores. I'm just gonna be running errands today. For the most part, I'm just gonna be town driving and just doing quick pit stops here and there. So I will wear a mask when I'm out of the car, but just so you know, I'm most likely gonna be in the car. It is 12:08 at the moment and I'll be back at the end of the day to show you the results. Alright guys, it is 5:26 and this is how my face looks like. I came home from running errands and I actually did the dishes before I sat down, and this is how it's been performing. I really don't see much of a difference between one side or the other, except for a little bit more smoothness in this side. It hasn't controlled any oils, as you can see, compared to the unprimed side. My foundation did rub a little bit here on the nose, but I've been wearing a face mask here and there, so it kind of doesn't help at all. Even when I look at it pretty closely, close to the mirror, I don't see much of a difference. At this point, I feel like I'm a little too oily for comfort, and it hasn't been too hot either. I just checked the weather again and it's in the low 80s, so it's not a really hot summer day. I think most of my oiliness, it's because of the mask wearing, so I will think this should be a better representation of what's going on. But even if you see my forehead, I don't know, I don't see much of a difference between one side or the other. The only good thing is it hasn't settled in any fine lines, but the foundation is pretty good as well, so I think the foundation also helps. And it has rubbed on my nose, probably around here. On this area has rubbed a little bit more. I was a little bit rough with my mask, putting it on and taking it off. So far, I don't see much of a difference. Let me know if you do, and I'll be back in a few more hours. Alright, so it is 9:25 now, and I've been watching a little bit of Netflix. I made some dinner and I had some dinner. I haven't blotted since the last check-in, around 5:30 around, so right? It was 5:20. So it's been 4 hours and I've only been home, so I don't know. I'm looking at myself. I tried to do a little bit of a close close-up and see if I saw major differences. I don't see much of a difference between one side or the other, which is a little disappointing. I feel like that's the reason why I still haven't had informed an opinion when I was using it for a few times before. I don't know, you guys. Let me know in the comments if you see any difference besides like maybe looking a little smoother on this side, just a tad smoother. There's no oil control either. I'm not really thrilled about this primer. I feel like I don't see any benefits to it to be so expensive. Now the primer also mentions about having like skincare benefits over time, and I feel like it's kind of hard to see if there's any long time benefits. I will have to like use it over and over all like every day maybe to see if there's anything, but I'm not as patient. Now, if I'm being fair, it actually just claims to smooth your skin and maybe help you with fine lines and wrinkles. And to be honest, when I am looking for a primer, I don't find those features or those benefits appealing to me. I'd rather have something that not only smooths but also helps me with the foundation longevity or oil control and such. As an oily skin girl, I feel like those benefits are far more important to me. So I guess if you have like maybe dry to combination skin and you're not looking for oil control, you don't have any problems with the longevity of your foundation, you're just looking for something that smooths your skin, I think this would be a good primer. But yeah, so far that is my impression and this was my wear test. Let me know in the comment section below if you see any differences or if you have a lot of experience working with this primer and how do you use it, what benefits do you see on it. In any case, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye! Even when I look pretty closely, I don't see that much of a difference between